What up, world? Whether you watching from moviepilot.com, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, what's really good, man? I just saw Ant-Man. It's the new movie, the 12th movie in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, man. It stars Paul Rudd, Evangeline Lilly, Corey Stoll, Michael Pena, T.I., Judy Greer, Bobby Cannavale, Wood Harris, and Michael Douglas. It's directed by Peyton Reed, who has also done Yes Man, The Breakup, and I think Bring It On, the cheerleader movie. I mean, he's a comedy guy, man. So you got Scott Lang, and he's a thief, a burglar, and he is released from jail. He's trying to get his act together. He's trying to get everything straight, and he meets Hank Pym, who they establish at the very beginning. You know Hank Pym before you know Scott Lang, and their paths cross, and it's cool the way they explain how they meet up. And Darren Cross is the protege of Hank Pym, Corey Stoll, and he is developing the Yellow Jacket suit, and he's the villain. He's the bad guy. So basically, Hank Pym has to train Scott Lang and convince Scott Lang how to be Ant-Man to stop Cross from, the world genius takeover thing. It's a typical superhero movie, man. The stakes are kind of sort of dialed down as far as what we got in May with Avengers: Age of Ultron. It's just as enjoyable. Um, 2 years straight, man. Like, Marvel hasn't done anything for me to doubt them, arguably, since Thor: The Dark World, man. Like, I don't think Marvel's done a bad movie. They've done good movies and they've done great movies, in my opinion. Um, and their past four movies have all, in my opinion, been great. I loved Ant Man. I'm gonna just throw it out there now. I loved Ant Man. Um, it's like, if you really look at it, man, it's real Iron Man 1. He trains, he figures out how to become the hero, and then there's a big battle. And I feel like there was good chemistry between the whole cast. Paul Rudd is funny. Like, I've been a legit Paul Rudd fan since the first Anchorman came out. Anchorman is my favorite comedy of all time, and Brian Fantana is part of why. Um, Michael Douglas and Paul Rudd worked well together with Evangeline Lilly. Michael Pena damn near steals every scene he's in, man. He's that funny. Um, T.I. is part of that clique. And then Corey Stoll, man, like, I'm familiar with him as far as knowing that he was in This Is Where I Leave You. And then I think he was in Nonstop with Liam Neeson. But I mean, he played a really good, arrogant, douchebaggy asshole, man. Cause he had a relationship with Michael Douglas, and it just worked. It really worked, man. Bobby Cannavale, man. Like, if you saw my Spy review, you know that I think he's just one of the most underrated actors doing it right now. And Judy Greer, man, she's getting a lot of small roles and she's crushing them all. I know everybody really wanted to see Edgar Wright's version of Ant-Man, but reports came out that his version just was not gonna fit in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. So what Peyton Reed gave us was perfect. Um, it's it's up there with Guardians of the Galaxy and maybe the first Avengers as one of the funniest Marvel movies. It was hilarious. I was laughing, is like, I was laughing a lot, like straight comedy level laughing. Like, this was like an action heist comedy, and everything they did, I felt like it just worked, man. Like, there were times when I thought Evangeline Lilly's character was gonna get to be kind of annoying, but she worked. They connected this movie to the Marvel Cinematic Universe effortlessly. It worked. It didn't feel forced at all. They the way that they connected Michael Douglas to Paul Rudd worked. It didn't feel forced. It was believable. The story worked. The acting worked. The direction worked. The jokes worked. The effects worked. Man, it was seeing him shrink was so cool. He fucking rode ants, man. That was cool. I loved finally seeing a new Marvel hero on Earth, and the way that they put it together worked, man. Like Guardians of the Galaxy was dope, man. One of my favorite movies last year, but there was no interaction with the other Marvel heroes, so that was just something that James Gunn didn't have to worry about. And Peyton Reed, man, Peyton Reed made this shit work, man. And this movie was just fun, man. It was fun like Guardians. It was funny like Guardians. And then the post credit scenes were so cool. There are two. There's, you know how they do, man. The credits will run through the cast. They'll show a scene. They'll do the rest of the credits, and at the very, very, very end, there's another scene. And just like Captain America: Winter Soldier, the very last scene was way more important to the universe than the first one. The first one was cool, but the second one was important, and that's how this one worked. The first scene was cool, but the second one was really important, especially for Civil War. Clearly, man, with all that being said, I don't have anything bad to say about this movie. I thought I might, but she ended up working for me, man. So in my opinion, Ant-Man is dope as fuck. I want to know where Ant-Man ranks for you as far as the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I want to know where Ant-Man ranks for you as far as favorite movies of the year. I actually think that this is number 3 for me on both lists due to like one scene, man. I want to know. I want to know where Ant-Man fits as far as Civil War. I'm like I said in my Avengers review, like I probably said in my Winter Soldier and in my Guardians review last year, like I am so anxious to see where the cinematic universe is going. Civil War and Doctor Strange next year, two very different movies, and I just cannot wait to see how they turn out. Along with Daredevil, Jessica Jones, Luke Cage, the Netflix series, The Defenders. Next weekend, I want to see Southpaw. I really hope my theater gets Southpaw, and then I'm gonna see Pixels. And then the week after that, on Wednesday, I'm gonna see Vacation, and then Mission Impossible: Rogue Nation comes out. Find me on whatever site y'all find me on, man. All the views are appreciated. Peace.